Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim. Man, oh man, let's have some church. Crushing it for Christ coming up. Generally, I tell you guys, I never really look ahead and see what the devotional book has said. I haven't peeked. But I just made a little video called Morning Chat. And while the video was exporting into my photo library, I wasn't able to do anything else with the phone until that happens. And so I peeked in. I went ahead and peeked in, and God told me to, because we haven't talked about this and done one in a couple of few days, and it's time. And today's is very appropriate, I know, for me, and I know for millions that probably won't see this video, but those that will are going to be blessed by it, because it's very good, really, really good. And I couldn't put it into better words. We'll try to discuss a little bit of it afterwards. It's a short devotional. It's very poignant. It's right to the point. It's what we need to hear. And without further ado, let's get at it. It's 2024, and we're reading from Jesus Calling. It's a devotional book written by Sarah Young that uses scriptures of the Bible to give us some inspiration and motivation of how to live and what to think about versus running, chasing our own tail and winging it. And the Bible is an instruction book, and it's full of truths, all truth, no lies in it, and it is the instruction book of life. It's all you need. There is no other thing that you can think about, ask somebody about, your friends, your relatives, your parents. There's nothing you can get the more truth and direction than you can from the Holy Bible. But some people are kind of shy about picking it up because they pick up the King James Version, one that's kind of hard to understand, or they don't have much familiarity with the Bible. They didn't grow up in church. They didn't go to Bible studies. They haven't had the parables and the stories of the Bible explained from a pastor or a preacher, explaining the analogy of what God is saying. Because God, when he talks in the Bible, a lot of it's written in the New Testament by Paul. And Paul was a Roman that persecuted Jews, and he wrote most of the New Testament. And so anyway, if you read a version that's a little easier to understand, and if you've been taught these allegories and parables of what the Bible's saying deeper, although people can explain it differently than maybe the real meaning is, but so many stories have been explained that most people concur that are really what those scriptures or that story or that parable is really saying. So it's a deeper thing, not to be taken so literal every time. That's why a lot of people that don't believe, or they read the Bible and they hear about something that's so impossible to believe, but a lot of it is allegory, and parable. So anyway, let's not get onto that too much, because we can go on and on and on with that one. Let's talk about what it says here on March 8th. Listen to this one. Save your best striving for seeking my face. I am constantly communicating with you. To find me and hear my voice, you must seek me above all else. Anything that you desire more than me becomes an idol. When you are determined to get your own way, you blot me out of your consciousness. Instead of single-mindedly pursuing some goal, talk to me about it. Let the light of my presence shine on the pursuit so that you can see it from my perspective. If the goal fits into my plans for you, I will help you reach it. If it is contrary to my will for you, I will gradually change the desire of your heart. Seek me first and foremost, then the rest of your life will fall into place, piece by piece. Man, now let's read the three little scriptures here that was derived from. The first one is in the New Testament, the Old Testament, 1 Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 11. Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always. Then the next one is in Proverbs, an Old Testament book. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 21, and it comes from the New King James Version, which is the more modern English of the King James Version. And it says in this proverb, there are many plans in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the Lord's counsel that will stand. The next one is from the New Testament in the book of Matthew, the Gospel of Matthew, the very first book in the New Testament, chapter 6, verse 33. And this is the crux of it all, so one we talk about all the time. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Now, let's go back to the devotional. There's so much there in that one little paragraph. Save your best striving for seeking my face. All right, you're striving to get somewhere. You're striving to go travel. You're striving to meet someone. You're striving to get a promotion. You're striving to build and buy a new home. You're striving for something. You are striving. And he says, save your best striving for seeking my face. I am constantly communicating with you. To find me and hear my voice, you must seek me above all else. Anything that you desire more than me becomes an idol. Do you know how many people idol things? They may think they don't, but look how many people idol their money, their car, their camper, their husband, their wife, their boyfriend, girlfriend, their coffee cup, their shop. Whatever it is that you're giving attention to, that you think you are coveting, that you protect more than anything else, can become an idol. Nothing should come before idling God, who created you, who gives you your every breath. It's fine to love those other things. It's fine to be cautious and be frugal and watch your money. It's fine to make investments. It's fine to love someone. It's fine to wax your car 43 coats of wax like I've done. But don't make it your idol. And it says, anything that you desire more than me becomes an idol. When you're determined to get your own way, you blot me out of your consciousness. Let's read that again. When you are determined to get your own way, you blot God out of your consciousness. You're not even thinking about him. You're determined, you're headstrong. You hell or high water, you're going to get this. You're going for that. You're going to do that. You're going to be so boastful to say, I'm doing this, I'm going there, I'm having that, I'm buying that. I'm getting him, I'm getting her. You know? You get my point. He says that instead of, you blot him out of your conscience, instead of single-mindedly pursuing some goal, talk to me about it. And that's what we talk about all the time. All those things we just mentioned are absolutely fine. You have the biggest desire in your life. You want to pursue materialism, money, travel, things, people, jewelry, whatever. It's fine. It really is. But you must seek counsel. He says, instead of single-mindedly pursuing some goal, talk to me. Talk with me about it. Let the light of my presence shine on this pursuit so that you can see it from my perspective. He'll give you perspective, and then you can see it from God's perspective. Then now you have a completely different perspective, because your perspective is of a simple mind, a human mind. And while you may think, and you don't ever want to, and you blot God out of your life, and you're pursuing everything under your perspectives, and you're convinced that you know more than anybody, you're going to lead the way. You're going to tell your family, your boss, your friends, your employees. But he says, no, no, no. Look at it and talk to him first about it so you can see it from his perspective. If the goal fits into his plans for you, because he's got goals for you. He wants to help you pursue. He wants you to petition him for things. Travel, money, relationship, all these things. As long as it's not an idol, as long as he's first. Because he says that at the end here, but he says, if the goal fits into his plans, he will help you reach it. He's going to help you go there and get it. If it's contrary to his will for you, because it won't be the best for you, it's going to make you blot him out. You're going to want to idle it. You're going to forget everybody else. You're going to be not the best you can be. And we want to be the best we can be. We don't want to be lost. You know, a ship goes on a course, but without a compass, you know, you can look at the sun and all that, but if you go off even 1 degree over time, you're way over here. You've got to stay on course. You've got to always petition the Lord. You've got to talk to God about everything that you want to do in life. Every single day, folks. Every single day about everything. And if it fits into his plans, he'll help you reach it. If it's contrary to his will, he'll gradually change your desire of your heart. So he doesn't come in and say, nope, can't have it. You know, like some mothers tell a kid, he can't have a cookie right now. And that needs to be said. But I mean, he can gradually change your heart. When you're petitioning God and you're talking to God, is this your will? God, I don't want to do something that's not of your will. I don't want to really move there or go there or take this trip or buy this item, or if it's not your will. Is this going to be a problem for me? Is this going to be a burden? Am I going to be biting off more than I can chew? Do I not need to be pursuing a relationship right now? Do I need to be seeking you and getting my ducks in a row first? Do I need to get centered? He'll gradually change the desires of your heart. And, you know, just like gradually when we talked about that ship getting off course, you don't know it. It's gradual. Well, you won't know. You won't feel disappointment when God says, I got something better for you. All of a sudden, one day, your heart has changed and something better comes in your life that he gives you. And you're like, oh, I see it all now. Thank you, God. I didn't pursue that other idea. This is even better. I never even thought of this. I never even imagined this. And that's happened to me so many times, folks, where I said exactly that. I wanted that, and I prayed about it. And I was sure I was doing the right thing by praying about it. And I really, really did want to have that, go there. I can't remember what the different things were. There were so many. And then something else comes about. And I would go, look at that. I didn't even think of this. And look what, I'm so glad I didn't get that or do that because I got this. And that's what you can look forward to. That's the promise that he'll give you. If you'll just seek him first, because that's what it says finally. The last sentence. Seek me first and foremost. Then the rest of your life will fall into place piece by piece. And what is that? And what is life? Isn't it just day by day, piece by piece? This moment is gone. It just went away. Yesterday's gone. The next moment hasn't gotten here yet. Here it is. It's gone. So piece by piece, day by day, he says, seeking him first and foremost, then the rest of your life will fall into place piece by piece. I mean, it's so simple. And he's given me ears to hear today. Some people might be hearing this like, I'm not getting it, because he hasn't opened your ears, or you're blocking your mind, or your heart is hardened. There's things you need to give up. You're idling things. You don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to let go. You don't want to share. You don't want to be kind. You don't want to forgive. You have sin in your life. And he's not going to reward that. He's only going to reward obedience. Disobedience leads to nothing. Obedience. What do you give your children that are obedient? You reward them. What do you do when they're disobedient? You instruct them. You correct them. Simple, folks. And he says right here in 1 Chronicles, look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always. You think you're so strong. You think you're so smart. You're at college. You're the boss of a big corporation, a big company. You're the GM, man. Your head has gotten so big, you really think you know it all. And the leaders, look at Chick-fil-A, for example. The owner of that company, he seeks the Lord's guidance, and God has blessed that business. And that business is doing well. Out of how many applications? Thousands every year. They choose, I don't know what the number, like 4 people to have a Chick-fil-A, and you do not own them. No one owns one. Not one. They're all owned by the corporation, and you receive the royalties and the profits. They don't want anybody having an independent store ruining their business model, their way. And to be chosen to get one, you know they select the cream of the crop to get one, or you got to know somebody, man. That's really it is. Google it. It's a very interesting story, but it's a blessed business. And I digress. Now, on Proverbs, it says, there are many plans in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the Lord's counsel, that will stand. You got all these plans, right? But the Lord's counsel is what's going to stand. Yeah. You can make your plans. Man makes his plans, but God leads his steps. You want to make God laugh, tell him what you're planning on doing. And then the final one is one of the most famous verses. We talk about it every day, every time we do one of these, because it's always the same. In Matthew, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness first. Seek him, his kingdom, his righteousness. And all these things will be given to you as well. You want all these things? You want that special person? You want to beat that alcoholism? You want to beat that drug habit? You want to beat that anger? You want to beat that ugliness that you've got? You want to beat all these things? You want to lose that weight? You want to meet that special someone? You want that promotion at work? You want your needs to be met? You don't want to have to worry that, you got a $100,000 a year job. You want to be able to make it on your Social Security and have a little side hustle? Speaking of which, folks, Social Security is not meant, and never has been, to support you. And never have I said that. Social Security is to help you, is to give you a little something, a little grub stake, I call it. And then God will provide you this freedom that you're going to enjoy, this life that you're enjoying living for him, to meet all of your needs. But these people that push back and say, no, you must do this with your money. You must invest this. You must stay on the job this long. You must buy a house. If you want to buy a house, and he's given millions of people that luxury to own property, and your money's grown in the stock market, your 401. A lot of people have been blessed in the last few years, the way the economy's gone for those. I'm just saying, don't listen to the naysayers that say, if you don't do it their way, because they're idling that. They've made so much money that they've forgotten that God blessed them with that. And God can take it away. The market can change today. It's happened before. And some think it's on the brink, but I digress. So, if you are someone that hasn't got a lot, but you're healthy, you're happy, and you know the Lord, he's going to provide for you. You don't have to worry about, don't have to be scared. All you have to do is seek him first, and then all of these things, he says, will come to you. And if you're just asking him because you're a position like me, a regular guy, and you're just looking to have reliable transportation, a few dollars in your pocket, food in your belly, a roof over your head, mainly your health, then you're a rich person. What more do you need? What good would it do you, folks, to have all this money grow into millions, and you find yourself horizontal in a bed that you can't get out of? What good does any of that do you? None. What happiness will you find from it? Zero. Versus somebody can stand up vertically and walk down the road and smile and run, and breathe in and out without a problem. That is wealth. That is crushing it.